Welcome back. So right now this is a bunch of lines, 12 lines. Let's just join them together, but using the command join. Okay. Now it has become a polyline. And let me see if that closure, misclosure is still there. I can just fillet this or just make this, uh, say yes to closed, but I don't want it to look like that. So undo, undo, just fillet this with the radius of, make sure it's 0. Okay. So we have theoretically drawn the house. Now we want to move it to the survey points. Turn off my ortho. Okay, I'm going to make my points a little bit smaller by changing the scale of the drawing. So I have a foundation shot here. I'm always looking for foundation because the outline that we have drawn is actually the foundation outline. Okay, so I put it there and then I'm going to rotate this building so that I don't know, let's just pick this. I hope he has a measurement over here. And he does. That's foundation right there. Okay. So he has actual surveyed points for some are at foundation corner, some are at, let's see here, for example, stucco corner. He probably couldn't see the foundation corner here. So he shot stucco. So what's the distance right there? DI for distance from there to there is about 39 millimeters, just shy of 4 cents. Okay, we have a foundation shot here, foundation. These are very close. Okay, now I could explode this and actually put the lines right to the points, or just leave it the way it is. But finally, when I go to dimension this house, because I have to show a dimension from this corner to the property line, okay, and for that we make sure that we are at 1 to 200 scale. That would be on text dimension. So when I'm actually doing the dimension, I want to make sure that I'm using the node, the point. So you know what, it's probably better to have this drawing go exactly to the lines instead of the way I've got it here. So if I just explode this, move that line from there to the foundation, move it to foundation because that's a foundation shot. Okay, same thing here. Wherever I have foundation, I can just use it. Where I don't have foundation, here again I have a deck and I have a foundation. So use that. I have foundation here. Some places you don't have stucco. So what do you do there? Well, typically stucco is supposed to be 2 centimeters from foundation. Okay. Um, so I try to keep the lines 90 degrees to each other. That's one thing. I try and find a spot where we've got 2 foundation shots that are far away from each other. Okay. Or I simply just leave it the way I have. And when I go to dimension this from the building to the property line, I just add 2 cents. So right now, if I do this dimension right here, I get 1.15. Okay. I go here and override it and add 2 centimeters to it. Okay. Make it 1.17. Now, minimum distance to property line in the city of Calgary needs to be 1.20. So chances are this is actually supposed to be 1.20. And we're dealing with a lot of bent evidence. Okay. And what does the original RPR show for us? The original RPR right here, 1.20. In the back, 1.21. So we'll probably round this dimension. Instead of 1.17, just make it 1.2. Okay. So many things to consider, but that's just some basics of it. Now, this is obviously at 1 to 20. So when I go to finally plot it, I need to make sure that this aligned dimension, which is annotative, let's see, where is it? annotative text. There we go. Right here, I make sure that I add the 1 to 200 to it, like this. Or simply leave this button on. What does this button do? If you hover over it, add scales to annotative objects when annotation scale changes. Okay, so right now the button is on, and I just simply change the drawing to 1 to 200, and you can see this text automatically. Annotation scale is 1 to 200. I do like leaving this off because I don't want to add annotative scales to everything that's annotative. You know what I'm saying? So I hope these buttons right now, yeah, I think everything's fine here right now. So basically, what I usually do is I make the points smaller by changing the scale of the drawing to something like 1 to 20 or 1 to 50. I have all the points, so I draw everything, all the line works, all the curves, everything that I need to draw, I draw it like that. Then I typically turn off the points by just freezing the layer. And then I add my annotative text. So for labeling, so deck, for example, I just copy text from here or from here to the drawing over here and just finalize that. Okay, so that would be the end of this video. Until later.